Welcome back. It is always a good day when I wake up, give thanks, and I realize that today is a day that I am privileged to step out in my studio in San Diego and record a show for you. Today's going to be a little bit different. Normally, I have a guest on the show, and today I'm flying solo. So it's going to be probably short and sweet. I just want to talk about some of the shows that I've done in the past and the people and give thanks. And maybe you will go follow them or listen to their shows or buy their books. I also want to talk about gratitude. Huge, cool thing happening with Mind, Body, Spirit FM, which is my network that I broadcast the next room on. I want to talk about manifestation. So, my name is Jane Asher. You're listening to The Next Room. The only way a podcast can grow is through listens, downloads, shares, and 5-star reviews. So please, by all means, if you are compelled to do any of the above, I certainly appreciate it. I want to thank you for the book sales. It continues to be consistent. And I just love that the message that my mother shared with me is resonating and is reaching so many people across the globe. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's start with this week. All right, so a couple days ago, I went and got a yellow fever vaccination. And you're probably going, what? Maybe a COVID booster, but a yellow fever? I don't know if you realize this or know much about me, but one of the things that has always been on my heart is to travel to places that have had difficult pass, a lot of third world countries. And I love to roll up my sleeves and get in there and be of service, not to change anything, just to help. And I resonate so much with that energy and I love it so much. And so I've built homes in Tijuana. I've been to El Salvador working with homeless. I've been to the Dominican Republic. What a great program that was. I was over in Armenia with a wonderful women's organization working with women and children in a little teeny tiny village up right on the border of Turkey called Amrataze. Where else? Oh, I've been on the island of Borneo, and that was super cool. We went over to build a schoolhouse and met the wonderful people of Borneo in Malaysia. So I love this work. But normally, when people interview me, which I get invited to go on podcasts, they don't ask about that side of me because I'm the girl with the show about death, dying, grief, afterlife, green burial, cultural traditions, all of that stuff. But I was on a cool podcast with Sandra Champlain. And if you don't know Sandra, do yourself a favor and go find her. You will love her. She's got Shades of Afterlife on a network, and then she has We Don't Die Radio. She came into the entire afterlife, world as a skeptic. That's what makes Sandra so fabulous because I've always been a believer, but she came in through a side door and now she is doing such beautiful work on the planet. I love her. So she had me on her podcast, much bigger than this one. And about halfway through, we're talking afterlife. We're talking about the Next Room book that I wrote in spirit with my mom. She's asking me about everything from soup to nuts. And then I was talking about my mom's mission in the next room. And she just did a grasp onto that and said, speaking of mission, and she asked me about my work that I've done on the planet, which I loved, and I lit up. And as she's asking me about it, I literally was welling up because I realized I haven't gone on one in a long, long time because of COVID, whole world shut down. We stopped building the houses in Mexico. I believe we're going to pick that back up this fall, which would be great. But anyway, haven't done that work for a long time. So I hope this works. I'm going to play this from my phone. And then this was my response to her, part of what she asked me about the mission work. I love mission work. So I'm going to put it out there right now. I'm due. So anybody out there listening that wants to call me up, I'll go. I'll go anywhere on the planet to help anyone. As long as we don't mess with them culturally, that we we go into their country with respect, and
Absolutely.
and that's a big one. That's what I. Okay, so she interviews me. I say that I'm recording it. This was maybe 5-6 months ago, and I will put the link to that interview because I feel it was a great interview on the show page and everything. 2 weeks later, talk about manifestation, I get a call from Harmony Brown. Now, Harmony is a woman that I absolutely respect and love so deeply. Harmony is very involved with multiple organizations. She's an ordained pastor. She's here just to do the type of work I love, but that is her sole purpose. Like, this is my purpose. That's Harmony's purpose. So I've gone with Harmony. She was the one that brought me into Armenia. She's the one that took me along for the ride in the Dominican Republic. So 2 weeks after the show with Sandra airs, I get this random text. Hadn't talked to Harmony in quite some time. She's got 4 kids. She's super busy, her parents, everything going on in her life. And she texted me and said, "Hey, Jane, I want to talk to you about Africa." I flipped out. I'm like, what? Africa's always been on my heart, like one of those places that I have dreamed about going to. Lo and behold, Harmony is executive director of Africa New Day. They are doing phenomenal work in one of the poorest regions and lands on the planet. The people are, they're taking everything from their land and none of it is coming back to the Congolese people. Really, really just an unbelievably sad situation. So Africa New Day was started by a couple Congolese pastors, a husband and wife, and they were educated and they thought, you know what, we have to go back and help our own people. So they started this wonderful nonprofit. Harmony did not hear Sandra Champlain's interview with me. I'm saying I'll go anywhere, anytime I'm due, and boom, Harmony reaches out. Therefore, the yellow fever vaccination. Therefore, I am going to the Congo with my dear friend Harmony Brown, who, by the way, will be on my show next week so we can talk about global grief. We can talk about the different cultural things that they do surrounding death in the Congo and how they handle it, because there's some really interesting traditions and cultural things that they do, very different than we do. So it'll be really great to have her on the show. I am thrilled. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'll put a link to what I'm going to be doing for Africa New Day. And only if you are so inclined to donate, none of the money's coming to me. It will literally go to the programs that I will be there to partake in and help with while I'm there. You're not paying for Jane's souvenirs in Africa at all. Don't need your money that way. Africa New Day is educating children and doing microcredit loans with women, and they're really, really helping. As a matter of fact, they're merged with a bunch of different organizations, one of which is the Eastern Congo Initiative, which Ben Affleck is hugely involved in. And Harmony was lucky to be able to go to J-Lo and Ben's house and kind of connect with their executive director. So fun things are happening with this amazing organization. You're going to hear all about it next Monday with Harmony Brown. Okay, that brings me to gratitude. Could not be more grateful that Sandra interviewed me. I put it out there. Harmony texted me, and now I'm going to the Congo. So I am so grateful. Mind, Body, Spirit FM is the network I broadcast on. And good people. They're very heart-centered, great shows other than mine. You could just fall down the rabbit hole of great podcast if you go to Mind, Body, Spirit FM. Help yourself. Love it. Go support all of us. They are working with Louis Schwartzenberg, who I've been a big fan of. Louis does a lot of time-lapse photography where he'll just, he'll put his camera on a flower and leave it there, and then he speeds it up, and it's just phenomenal. Or butterflies doing their whole thing, and just beautiful work. So Louie's most recent project is called Gratitude Revealed, and it is a beautiful movie. I spent the $5.99 or whatever it was to watch it online because I had to see it, because I just love his work so much. Because we're partnering through gratitude, you can find a whole gratitude link on the mindbodyspiritfm.com page. All of our shows about gratitude are there. We partnered with him, and we are going to have a 3-day free screening of Gratitude Revealed. All you have to do is go to the link. I'm going to post that one too. Click on it. You put in your email, and then you will get a link. And it's coming up July 14th, 15th, and 16th. For 3 days, you will be able to enjoy this extraordinary movie that will bring you to tears. I am telling you, it is all about giving thanks, but all over the planet, and all these wonderful segments of people living and steeped in gratitude. So it's called Gratitude Revealed. We want you to catch the wave. I'm going to post the link. And please, please join us. Okay, that brings me to the gratitude I feel for my friend Terry James. Terry James came on my show a couple weeks ago, and he's a dear friend of mine. We did a morning show together in Santa Barbara. Absolutely love him to pieces. And Terry has a new show called, you ready? It's pretty catchy. You got to listen closely. The Terry James Show. It's great. If you like raw, stripped down, no BS, higher consciousness, looking for the bright side of things, but yet some potty mouth and some humor, Terry's your man. I will also put a link to Terry. The other person I want to talk about is my good friend Joe Eager. Dun, 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 dun. For you YouTube people, you can see a copy of this. Joe's new book is Healthy by Choice, Not by Chance. Joe is a firm believer in that we basically need to accept everything that happens to us on the planet. She has been bit by a rattlesnake. She was in a hurricane over in Hawaii. She was in a helicopter crash here in San Diego County, coming down, landing from doing traffic. She has had so many life challenges, and she doesn't say, "Oh, poor me." She's like, okay, what do I have to learn from this? And she shares it in this wonderful, concise, beautiful book, Healthy by Choice, Not by Chance. It's joe-eager.com if you want an autograph copy. Us little independent authors really appreciate it when you buy it through us, because we obviously make a lot more money than the big bad giant who you know all about, which I love him too. But he takes a lot of an author's money. Anyway, Healthy by Choice, Not by Chance. My beautiful friend Joe Eager, who I absolutely adore. Joe and I started, we call it PMJJ, Project Miracle Jane and Joe. We started doing gratitude every single day. We would email each other. We only intended to do it for 40 days. And I think we're going on our 5th year now. Every single morning, or most mornings, sometimes we skip, or if we're traveling, Joe and I literally email each other a list of 10 things we're grateful for. And it can be anything. Some days, you know, you're like, oh, I'm grateful for blue skies and flowers and sunshine, you know, because you just, and then other days it's like paragraphs of what you're grateful for. I love her. So please support her. The Hospice Heart. Oh my gosh, Gabby Jimenez. I dig Gabby so much. I interviewed her several weeks ago. Please go back and listen to it. Gabby is an angel on earth. She is here to help us. The Hospice Heart has a beautiful Facebook page. She's got about 100,000 people there, so please join her in that community. She has been involved with this new program where they're helping incarcerated people to have a peaceful passing, a compassionate passing. Her belief, and mine as well, is that we're all human beings and we all deserve a dignified, compassionate crossing when the time comes. So they're doing this really cool thing with prisoners. So she will tell you all about it. You can find out through her page, The Hospice Heart. And I will put a link to Gabby as well. Okay, I think what else did I want to talk to you about? Oh, sorry, have to look at my little list. Oh, Harmony Brown. Okay, so Harmony's coming on next week. We're going to talk about Africa New Day. We're going to talk about my upcoming trip to Africa. We're going to talk about the global grief and what that means and cultural traditions over in the Congo. And you're absolutely going to fall in love with this friend of mine. She is, boy, I don't know. She's just this beautiful, bright light, and you will see it if you're watching it on YouTube. You will see it shine out of her eyes, through her heart, off the top of her head, as she shares her passion, which is literally helping anyone and everyone on the planet, with just such a joyful heart, such a heart of faith. She's just an extraordinary human being. So that's what I had for you today. I hope you enjoyed the show. The next room, Where Death is Dinner conversation, but we also cover manifestation and gratitude and travel and grief and hospice care, you name it, we do it all here. So thank you so much for being here. I am very, very grateful that you would take the time to speak with me. Not speak with me. Well, you can talk to me if you want to. I don't know if I can hear you. I'll try. Go ahead. Yell at the screen right now. We'll see what I can come up with. But anyway, thanks for being here. And please watch it on YouTube if you are listening on my podcast and you want to go watch the conversation. Go ahead. A lot of people love to watch conversations. It's fun when I have a guest. Obviously, this isn't nearly as much fun just staring at my mug for 20 minutes. Thank you for coming. My name is Jane Asher. You've been listening to The Next Room, Where Death is Dinner conversation.